Alright, so we're currently under a week away from Fortnite Chapter 5's ending, and it's by far the most controversial chapter in the game. Many people call it a failure, so today let's review it. Season 1 was the simplest one because, well, you know, it's a Season 1. Coming right after OG, this season had a lot to live up to, and I think it did fine. This season itself wasn't that bad, but this season started the problems of Chapter 5 in total. But to explain that, we have to look to the past. A main critique this chapter gets is the graphics. Fortnite used to be vibrant and actually appealing to the eye. One of the only things I liked about Chapter 4 was the graphics, because it was a nice mix of cartoony and realism, and the lighting was near perfect. But then compare this to Chapter 5's graphics, and it's just... Chapter 5 just looks so bland, and it doesn't feel like the same game anymore. The map design itself isn't that bad. Like, some of these POIs are cool, like Reckless Railways, Ruined Reels, and Hazy Hillside. This map just feels bad because of how lifeless it looks. But time to discuss the gunplay, and it was fine, I guess. None of these guns are bad, but are also not satisfying to use or feel unique. And I think all this stems from weapon mods. I don't think weapon mods are necessarily a bad thing, but it wasn't utilized to its full potential. That can also be said with medallions that were at the boss POIs, which were a cool addition, but also didn't feel like it reached its full potential. Yeah, this will be a trend if you haven't noticed already. Look, Season 2 could have been one of the best seasons we've ever had, and for a while it seems like it would be. The season started with not one but two new biomes on the map. These biomes really spiced up the map, getting rid of a lot of POIs that weren't really that good. Except for Hazy Hillsides. I miss you. The season also added the wings, which was really good for rotation, and the Zeus lightning bolt, which was kind of OP at the start but got balanced out. Plus, a couple weeks in, we did get the Midas update with the Midas Floors Lava LTM, and man, this was so much fun, because we hadn't gotten one in a while before that. But then, dare I say it, we got the Avatar update. The Avatar update was a train wreck, not because of the actual Avatar mythics itself, but because all the Greek mythics for the season were completely removed for what, like a month? I have no clue why they did this, because they've shown that they don't care about multiple mythics being in the game just by looking at Season 4. Also, I thought I'd mention the locker change, and it's just... if it ain't broken, why fix it? I have no clue why they did it. I'm aware this change was made last season, but this season just removed the skin rarities like, you know, rare, epic, and legendary, because they said it's an outdated system? What, they still kept the Marvel, DC, and Star Wars rarities, so what was the point of that? But while this was a controversial change, it's nothing compared to... So Season 3 is kind of a curse for being bad. This season launched with a new desert biome taking over the entire bottom of the map, which, don't get me wrong, was cool, but was so open, making it almost impossible to play in like Zero Build. And what also made Zero Build absolutely terrible this season was, of course, the modded cars. Personally, as a primarily builds player, the start of the season was so much fun when you were actually using the cars, which kind of reminds me of something else. When you weren't though, you were just dead. Absolutely no point of fighting back. But soon after the season's launch, the cars got absolutely butchered, making no incentive to actually use them. And same can be said with all the new stuff like the Nitro Fists, which were practically useless after a few weeks, and that's bad when the whole meta is supposed to be revolved around these items. But in the end, what they did was try to appease the comp players, but ended up appeasing no one. So in the end, no one won. So this is probably the least I have to say about a season, because it was just mid. Okay, Season 4. This was a huge improvement from Season 3. Of course, it's a Marvel season, which last time we had one was in Chapter 2, and that's regarded to be one of the best seasons ever, so this season had a lot of hype. The map was cool. I like the dark green, Doomish biome. The loot pool was cool too, and mythics were fine. All the Doom and Iron Man mythics were neat. It is disappointing though that we didn't get the old mythics back like from previous seasons, because the season would have been better off. The biggest missed opportunity is Venom. Venom 3 just came out, and it would have been a perfect opportunity to bring back the Venom mythics for Fortnite Mares. And it's not like they didn't know about it, because they literally released another Venom skin. What the f*** you? But speaking of Fortnite Mares, they absolutely cooked this time around. The chainsaw is so much fun to use and just run around with it, and the vibes are pretty cool too. But besides Doom getting defeated like 2/3 throughout the season, this season is pretty solid. I mean, there's nothing really bad about the season besides the main overall Chapter 5 like problems. So, was Chapter 5 a failure? Well, no, I see it as an experiment. They tested the metaverse this chapter, they tested the locker, the gunplay, the LTMs, the graphics, etc. This chapter was just a test to see what we liked and didn't like, and I think Chapter 6 will bring back what worked and fix upon what didn't work. Because we don't know too much about Chapter 6 yet, and part of that excites me. But we'll have to wait and see how it all plays out, so what do you guys think? Let me know in the comments down below, and yeah, have a good day.